And we are live here for the NCAA Football 14 Bowl Selection Show for 2018-2019 bowl season in my Xbox. We didn't have a YouTuber show yesterday. I forgot about it, so I apologize to you about that, and also not doing the conference championship games audibly. I'll recap those as well in this show, so we'll do it at the end after the bowl games have been released. Also, the bowl games will be listed below in the description below as well, and every bowl game will be listed in the description below. All the bowl games will be recorded videoly, so on this channel. So let's get started with the bowl selection show. The first bowl, the New Mexico Bowl, it'll be between the Air Force Falcons, who are 7-5, 5-3 in Mountain West play. They'll take on the Oregon Ducks of the Pac-12, 6-6, 3-6 in the Pac-12. Then comes the famous Idaho Potato Bowl between the Central Michigan Chippewas and the Colorado State Rams. Then it's the Poinsettia Bowl between the Houston Cougars, 7-5, and the 7-5 Nevada Wolfpack. Central Michigan is 9-4, 6-3 in the MAC. Colorado State is 8-5, 5-4 in the Mountain West. Houston is 4-4 in conference play. Nevada is 5-3 in conference play. The overall record is what is important here. The next bowl is the Beef O'Brady's Bowl in St. Petersburg, Florida. Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders, they will be taking on Memphis Tigers. Middle Tennessee State is 8-4. Memphis is 6-6. Then we have the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl between the 9-3 Florida Atlantic Owls taking on the 8-4 Georgia State Panthers. Florida Atlantic is 21st ranked in the top 25. We'll look at the final top 25 going into the bowl week. At towards the end of the show. Then the Las Vegas Bowl is the Colorado Buffalo. They will be playing the Mountain West champion, the San Jose State Spartans. Spartans are 9-2. Colorado is 6-6. Next up, we have the Sheridan Hawaii Bowl. Those teams will be Louisiana Tech, and then we'll be playing Boise State. Then we have the Little Cedars Bowl. It'll be Northwestern. They will be playing Toledo Rockets. Then it's the Military Bowl. It is Ohio taking on Clemson. Then we have the Holiday Bowl, the Bridgeport Holiday Bowl. Between BYU Cougars and the Stanford Cardinal. Then the Belk Bowl will be Miami Hurricane. They'll be taking on the Rice Owls. Then the Advocare B100 Independence Bowl between the Purdue Boilermakers and the Virginia Cavaliers. Then we have the Russell Athletics Bowl between the UCF Knights taking on the Duke Blue Devils. Then it's the Mikey Car Care Bowl of Texas between Iowa Hawkeyes and the Cincinnati Bearcats. Then we have UTEP. They will be playing in the Armed Forces Bowl. They will be playing Fresno State. The Kraft by Hunger Bowl. The Navy Midshipmen. And they will be playing the Arizona Wildcats. Then we have the Alamo Bowl. That is between the Big 12 and the Pac 12. Representing the Big 12 is the Texas Longhorns, and representing the Pac 12 is the Cal Golden Bears. In the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl, it is West Virginia taking on the Michigan State Spartans. Then we have the Music City Bowl between Kentucky, and they will be playing NC State. And the Sun Bowl is Washington State, and they will be playing Florida State. Then we have the AutoZone Liberty Bowl between the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the FIU Panthers. Then it is a in-state rivalry between the Georgia Bulldogs and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets in the Chick-fil-A Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia. Then the Hara Dallas Bowl between the Tulsa Hurricanes and the Rutgers Knights. That is in the Hara Dallas Bowl. The Gator Bowl between the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Then the Capital One Bowl between the Auburn Tigers and the Penn State Nittany Lions. Then we have the Outback Bowl between Texas A&M and they will be playing the Michigan Wolverines. Thought Michigan would get a better bowl, but being the Big Ten runner-up, but not so. So, all right, in the Rose Bowl, the Big Ten champion versus the Pac-12 champion. The Maryland Terrorists of the Big Ten will be taking on the Pac-12 champion, the UCLA Bruins. And so these are the bowls I'm announcing now are the BCS bowls. In the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, which is generally designated for the Big 12 and Pac-12, will be the Pac-12 versus the ACC. The Washington Huskies were the runner-up in the Pac-12 championship game. We only have one loss, but they'll be going to the Fiesta Bowl to take on Louisville Cardinals. Then the All-State Sugar Bowl between the Army Black Knights and the SMU. That's the name of SMU, but Army versus SMU. Surprised nobody 12 teams did not get to play in that, but whatever. And then we have the Orange Bowl between the Virginia Tech Hokies. They'll be taking on the LSU Tigers. Then we have the AT&T Cotton Bowl between the Vanderbilt and TCU. Then we have the BBVA Campus Bowl between Utah State and Miami, Ohio. Then we have the GoDaddy.com Bowl between Bowling Green and Louisiana of Lafayette. And then finally, the moment y'all been waiting for, the BCS National Championship game will be the second-ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys, and they will be taking on the first-ranked South Carolina Gamecocks. Oklahoma State has played, this will be their fourth straight, but Oklahoma State, me and the Oklahoma State Cowboys in this dynasty mode have played the national championship 4 straight seasons. That's not, only we played it just in this particular NCAA 14. It's all been against different teams. We have not had a rematch in any of the 4 times. Hello to our one viewer. So, let us take a look at the rankings again. All these bowl games will be listed in the description below. So, let's take a look at the top 25 rankings. We're going to work our way bottom to the top of the BCS rankings. So, let's start with the top 25. All right. We have California at number 25, then Texas at 24, University of Louisiana Lafayette at 23, SMU at 22, Florida Atlantic at 21, Duke at 20, Vanderbilt at 19, Cincinnati at 18, Auburn at 17, Penn State at 16, San Jose State at 15, Navy at 14, FIU at 13, Bowling Green at 12, 11 is UCLA, 10 is Miami, 9 is TCU, LSU at 8, Washington at 7, Georgia Tech at 6, Louisville at 5, Virginia Tech at 4, Army at 3, 2 is Oklahoma State, and 1 is South Carolina. That is the Big 12 champions taking on the SEC champions in this national championship game between the Oklahoma State Cowboys and the South Carolina Gamecocks. So that's the full thing. As again, we'll have every game in the bowl order. And the Mexico Bowl is the first bowl that they played in the bowl season. So we'll have that in the description below, along with the final top 25 rankings, so you all can look at every bowl game that I've mentioned here, plus the top 25 rankings. And looking forward to that national championship game between Oklahoma State and South Carolina. Another matchup I'm looking forward to seeing is Central Michigan and Colorado State in the Idaho Potato Bowl. All the games I'm looking forward to, really. Let's look at per conference. How many teams per conference got in and who did not? For the Big 12, you have 4 teams. 4 teams got in for the Big 12. You have Oklahoma State got in, Texas got in, West Virginia got in, and TCU got in. That's from the Big 12. From the ACC, there were more than that. There were 9. You have Clemson, Miami, Virginia, Duke, NC State, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Louisville, and Virginia Tech. Other the teams in the ACC that made it. In the Big 10, you have a lot. You have Northwestern, Purdue, Iowa, Michigan State, Nebraska, Ohio State, Rutgers, Michigan, Penn State, Maryland, who made it from the Big 10. From the American Conference, you have Houston, who made it, Memphis, who made it, UCF, Cincinnati, Navy, Tulsa, and SMU. From the Conference USA, teams that made it were Middle Tennessee State, Florida Atlantic, uh, Louisiana Tech, Rice, UTEP, and FIU. From the Independents who made it, only teams that made it from the Independents were BYU and Army. From the Mountain West, the MAC conference, was the teams made it from there were Central Michigan, Toledo, Ohio, Miami of Ohio, and Bowling Green. From the Mountain West, who made it from the Mountain West to the full season were Air Force, Colorado State, Nevada, San Jose State, Boise State, Fresno State, and Utah State. In the Pac-12, you had Oregon, Colorado, Stanford, Arizona, Cal, Washington State, UCLA, and Washington. Also, you gotta remember San Jose State coming up a game against Colorado State, and they now will play Colorado. So there you have it. From the SEC, you have a lot of teams, just not as many as you think. The ones that made it, one of the teams, South Carolina, made it to the national championship game, and then the other teams from the SEC that made a whole game in my Dynasty mode in my Xbox were Kentucky, Georgia, Alabama, Texas A&M, Auburn, Vanderbilt, and LSU. From the Sun Belt, there were only 2 teams that made it from the Sun Belt, and they were Louisiana Lafayette and Georgia State. That's from the Sun Belt Conference. Let's recap the conference championship week, so I can recognize who won all of our conference championship games. FIU, the Conference USA champion. SMU, the American Athletic Conference champion. South Carolina, the SEC champion. Tennessee State, the Mountain West champion. UCLA, the Pac-12 champion. Virginia Tech, the ACC champion. Maryland and the game between Maryland and Michigan. Maryland, Big Ten champion. Of course, they're going to play UCLA in the Rose Bowl. And we have Bowling Green is the MAC champion. Lower Central Michigan being the runner-up. The runner-ups for the conference championship games are Central Michigan, Florida State, Washington, Colorado State, Auburn, Navy, and Louisiana Tech. Those are your conference championship champions and runner-ups. Final score from FIU Louisiana Tech 17-14. The final from SMU Navy 13-7 in overtime. South Carolina 50, Auburn 3 in the state championship game. San Jose State losing it 27-6 over San Jose. San Jose State winning it over Colorado State 27-6. Washington losing 48-35 to UCLA. Virginia Tech and Florida State. Virginia Tech 14, Florida State 10. The Big Ten Championship, Maryland 23, Michigan 13. And then the MAC champion, Bowling Green 43, Michigan 21. That is going to do it. The Washington quarterback has been named the Heisman Trophy winner, so there you have the Heisman Trophy presentation here on this as well. So that's about to do it for me. So be sure to look for all the bowl games for my bowl season in the description below, as well as the final top 25 rankings. Those should appear in your description, the description of this video within the next day or two. Until Monday, when we play the first bowl game between, I think it's Arizona and yeah, no, not Arizona. Air Force and Oregon in the Mexico Bowl. Then the bowl games after that, next three after that will be Idaho, Poinsettia, Beef Brady's, and New Orleans are the first on this list, followed by the others, including the national championship game to be the last game played. It'd be the only game played on that date. That'll probably be on a Sunday or a Monday. So have a great day, and we'll see you all for the first bowl game video. Taped, it'll be taped, and then we'll have a we'll have that up there, and then we'll have kind of a talking about the bowl season and how it's progressing in my dynasty mode during the YouTuber show, weekly show. So that is going to do it until next time. I'm the YouTuber signing so long for now. Have a great day. We'll see you all next time.